what's coming up on Heat Halftime, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Amy, Heat up by 1. Offenses so far both playing well in this first half.
Yeah, for Miami, it's the defense where they really got to lock down. Charlotte's got 10 assists on their 19 made field goals, shooting 56%. So I imagine they'll pick up the defense, and the question is surviving those non-ban minutes right now.
Always impactful for the Heat. The Heat shooting 54% from the field. Amy just referenced Charlotte shooting well. We'll have more of her take coming your way. Heat Halftime, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Eric, John?
Thank you, Will. Amy, I'm on the same bus as Amy.
Amy's right on. So far of the game turns into a 4-point lead at the half. Still Miami in a good position, up 62-58. Heat Halftime, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers, getting started. Will Manso alongside Amy Audibert. And Amy, we talked in the pregame, the offense's fast pace, energy, it's kind of lived up to that hype so far.
Yeah, listen, it's 56% from the field for Miami. Say it again. Okay, Amy, 56. I'm just going to tell myself that's great. Unfortunately, Charlotte's shooting the ball pretty well themselves, but for Miami, I mean, this is really important. Yeah. We talked about it in the pre-show. They have to. We know that they can sit down and defend, but right? And so, yeah.
So let's take us through what you see offensively, because again, you expect at some point the defense, and we saw glimpses of it late in that second.
Getting into his spot. I mean, here we go with the little two-man game to Bam. 2 feet down, up, and I'm surprised that Plumlee just left him that wide open, but he has to take that. The paint touch, kick out 3. So there's Max off the bench. Has 8 points as well, 3 for 4. But how about Miami, 4 for 10 from 3? Those 10 attempts are the second lowest on the season in a first half for Miami. So they are really imposing their will in terms of where they want to get the ball to on the offensive end.
Halftime stats brought to you by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Miami shooting, as Amy referenced, 56% from the field. The assists are there, the steals are there, the turnovers, they're trying to limit them down at 6, and then those bench points with 20, which is a perfect segue into our discussion coming up in the next segment of Heat Halftime, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. When we come back, Miami with that 4-point lead, and yes, the bench doing its part as well. With Miami up by 4 right now. We said at the break with the Heat leading the game, and yeah, in Charlotte though, there's always a good party going on. It's never too early for a dance, right?
I was going to say, in the afternoon?
Little afternoon dance. You get your red jacket on, get your dance shoes on. Everybody's ready for some fun. So are we. Mascots too. I like it. Heat Halftime on Bally Sports being brought to you by Chevy. Find new roads at your South Florida Chevy dealer. And by... They're still dancing in Charlotte at the half. Heat up by 4. We're dancing in here. You know why? Because we just, as we went to break, Amy, I know you don't want to talk about it. You're so humble. But Amy was, as we speak, inducted into the Niagara Falls Sports Hall of Fame. The ceremony is actually going on right now. And I know the folks back home in the Niagara Falls are very proud of you. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank
We're
you.
watching it. Her computer's down here. We were watching it during the break.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, you're always proud of where you're from, right?
Of course. So I mean, listen, if you're in the Hall of Fame of where you're from, you're doing okay.
Well,
leading the way with 16. Jimmy in that attack mode. You love to see it. You love to see a 4-point lead. Hopefully it stays that way. Enjoy the second half.